And hello, welcome back to NewCitadel.com and on YouTube at Menorah Books. And if you haven't checked us out on Facebook, look in the description below for links to like on Facebook, to follow me on Twitter, and please share the videos with your friends, share the book with your friends. Let's continue trying to grow this free Christian resource for your entertainment and enjoyment and otherwise pleasure. Anyways, without any further ado, Border of Beyond, chapter number 11. It's about to get good here. Paul is getting to Border Town. Things are happening. Let's go. Paul dismounted his horse eagerly. It was a drowsy kind of day in Bordertown, and the storm was only getting worse. The rain was cold, lonely, and bitter. Yet Paul was still just as excited as ever. Bordertown was small, and from the distance he could hardly believe it even hosted that 13th Outer Citadel. But up close and personal it seemed more like home, and Paul was excited to have finally arrived. "Welcome!" Captain Gerenor said, standing on a tall pedestal and calling out to the entire caravan as young people hurriedly dismounted horses and poured out of wagons, trying to find cover from the rain. "I know it's a dreary day here in Bordertown, but great excitement awaits each one of us. For the time, I recommend you find cover somewhere nice and warm. The Gray Stallion is open, offering food and a warm drink to every student. I have a few warriors standing by to escort anyone who wants to unpack up at the boys and girls dorm as well. You can carry your things with you until later, or unpack now, whatever suits you better. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm headed back in until the storm dies down." With that, Gerenor quickly stepped down and headed into the Gray Stallion as the storm increased in strength. Paul thought about heading up to the dorm, but his stomach pleaded with him to do otherwise. It had been a while since his last good meal, so he decided to head inside and see what the stallion had to offer. He found a bright, cheerful atmosphere as he entered. It was hard to believe it was raining so hard outside when it felt so warm and joyful in the small building. Minstrels played jolly tunes in the corner. And the fireplace was bright with a comforting flame. Paul, carrying his bag with him, began to approach the counter. It was difficult to move as the entire room was packed with young people seeking shelter from the rain. It was loud and noisy, but Paul liked it. The entire place felt like home. After fighting through the crowd, Paul finally found a seat at the counter. Setting his bag down next to him, he waited for someone to approach him and ask what he would like. As he waited, his mind began to wander. He felt so excited. He was finally here, ready to learn. He began thinking of mighty warriors, of massive airships, of... "Hey, man!" The voice surprised Paul. It was deep and husky, but very juvenile. Paul turned to find that a stocky young man had sat down next to him. He had short, curly hair, and his face shone with an odd light of mischief. Hi," Paul answered. "I'm Darrenack Hornwielder," the boy continued somewhat robotically, extending a hand of friendship. "Most people just call me Darren. It is nice to meet you." Paul hesitated before shaking his hand. "Okay," he replied. "Nice to meet you, too. I'm Paul Hammersmith." The boy suddenly relaxed and stopped the creepy voice. "Oh, awesome. That was easier than I thought it would be." "What was?" Paul asked. "Finding a best friend here in Bordertown." Paul was taken aback. "Hold your horses," he thought to himself. "No one said nothing about being best buds." "Well, now," Paul answered with a laugh. "Ha ha 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 ha. I don't know that we're best friends now." "Hey, man, look, do you have any friends here?" "No." "Me neither, see? Best friends." There was an odd logic to what the boy said. Paul decided to accept it for the time being. And so, somewhat awkwardly, their friendship began. That brings us to chapter number 11 of Bordertown. I've got to get on to writing. I've actually got only one other chapter written ahead at this point, so it's time for me to do some serious writing, but I'm going to keep writing along in the book. There'll be slightly less updates than there have been at this point. It'll probably average about 2 videos per night, one of these videos and then a devotional video on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then sometimes some things over the weekend as well, just the way things were working out. And I have some other projects I'm working on too. Some of them might relate to this site or potentially do some game programming stuff again over at Janito.com. Just got a lot of things going through my head right now. Anyway, please enjoy the video. Share it with your friends. Look in the description below for links to, like on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'm Daniel Hall, and I will see you in the next video, my friend.